Our next storyteller is a lifelong Richmond resident and 28-year veteran of the Richmond Police Department. He's been awarded the Police Star and the Medal of Honor for actions beyond the call of duty. I started to read the rest of his bio, but let me just summarize it by saying he knows forms of martial arts you haven't even heard of. And more importantly, he became Richmond's own viral YouTube sensation with his Kiki Challenge video. I'll let you Google, what's the name of it? Oh, well, I'll have to give his name. Tim Davis, Kiki Challenge video. It's been viewed 106,638 times as of this afternoon. So please welcome officer and YouTube star, Tim Davis.
Good evening. I am Officer Tim Davis of the Richmond Police Department. Do you know why I pulled you over this evening? Sorry, that's a force of habit. First time I let my guard down as a police officer. I was on patrol. We were looking for a runaway juvenile and her adult boyfriend. Tip came to us that they were at the Arby's, and it's very important to remember that two biggest enemies of a police officer is complacency and the ex-wife. But right now, as long as I don't tell any stories about her, I only have to worry about the complacency. So we get a tip that this couple is in the Arby's. Myself and my partner, we walk in real fast. I'm puffed up. Got myself looking good. I want my chest in there first. I want to be able to give my authority just by my presence. And I tell the young man, don't you all move. Stay right there. Keep your hands where I can see them. Let me tell you why we're here. Explain what's going on. And also, information came to us that this young man had stolen a car. So my partner takes the young lady back, the juvenile, back to the building and to be reunited with her parents. I continue to talk to this young man and explain to him how important it is to cooperate. And he's like, I understand, Officer Davis. I'm really sorry. I just care about her so much, and I just made some bad decisions. Well, I take a deep breath, and I go from that hard-edged police officer to that more concerned individual about how we can help this young man make better decisions in the future. So I said, look, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, car theft, it's gonna look real bad on the report, but if you're standing in front of the judge and I write the report that you've cooperated in every way, he's gonna be much more lenient on you than if you're hard and you don't cooperate with this situation. So he said, no, Officer Davis, I really want to cooperate. I'm going to do everything I can do to make this as peaceful as it can and easy as it can. And I'm like, good. And this is strange coming from this generation that they're wanting to cooperate with law enforcement and the authorities. So I was very happy to help him out. So patted him down, put the handcuffs on him, put him in the front seat of my police car. No need for him to be in the back seat where all his friends and family or people might know him, see him in the back seat. He sits up front with me, and he doesn't look as suspicious. I do him a solid that way. He tells me, yeah, I parked the car over by the Moose Lodge in the back parking lot. I'll just drive over there. I'll show you which one it is. I'm like, I really appreciate your cooperation. This is great that you're helping us out. It's going to look good when you're standing in front of the judge. Pull up into the parking lot. He says, Officer Davis, it's that blue car right there. The keys are underneath the car's unlocked and the keys are on the floorboard of the car. I'm like, I really appreciate this, buddy. This is going to help you out. I really appreciate it. I pull up my car right beside the stolen car. I open up my car door and I start to look at the stolen car. And then I hear very distinct sound. The the closing of a car door. I look at the car, stolen car, it's all closed up tight, no one's around it. I look at the car door that I'm standing at, and my door's still open. I look into the car, and on the front seat is just a set of handcuffs. Look over the top of the car, and there goes Jimmy running off into the distance. All right, so nothing about my physique says running, okay? I'm not a runner. And I take off running, 20 pounds of gear. I'm going across 9th Street, dodging in and out, look like Frogger. Those of you remember Frogger. Frogger in and out of the traffic. We run across 10th Street. We're going through the 10th Street Park, and Jimmy is a 20-something-year-old, 70-pound wiry kid. He is having no problems getting away from this police officer. He turns the corner, goes down the alley. By the time I get there, I'm standing in the alley, and I look to my left and my right, and Jimmy is nowhere to be seen. I'm thinking about calling in. I've been calling in the pursuit, but now I've got to call in and let the guys know that I've lost my perpetrator, who was handcuffed in my police car. And just about the time I'm grabbing the mic, getting ready to let the world know, and speak out Richmond too. To let them know that this guy just got away. Off to my right, I see and hear the green rosy roller moving and making sounds. I turn, I start to walk to it, and at about that time, looking like Oscar from Sesame Street, his little head pops out of the trash can, and I'm like, Jimmy, come here! He jumps out the trash cans, takes off running again. This time, I'm a little closer, feeling pretty confident, got my breath a little bit, I'm ready to go again. But Jimmy heads towards this privacy fence. This privacy fence is literally 6.5 feet tall, solid pieces of wood planks on this thing. And Jimmy looks like the parkour ninja, and just with the agility of Jackie Chan, just one step and he is over that fence. Well, again, this is not the physique of a climber or parkourist. So I do what I do well. My wife can attest to this. I'm good at breaking stuff. I lower my head, tuck my chin, I put everything I can right into that fence, hoping to break some planks of this privacy fence and go right through it and try to keep on rolling on after Jimmy. But I hit this fence and the whole thing just falls. This thing falls, my head's rocking, it's spinning, my shoulder hurts, and I'm on my hands and knees on this privacy fence. And I look up, and there is no Jimmy. Here we go again. So as I take my knee and I gather myself and stand up, underneath my feet, I hear a So I jump one time. And I jump twice. Said, Jimmy, show me your hands. And out from underneath that privacy fence, these little hands come out. Complacency can be a killer of law enforcement, especially in a small town, wonderful town like Richmond. I learned my lesson. Grabbed Jimmy, and this time I put the handcuffs on tight.